course through the Strait of Hormuz in keeping with international law. India stands ready to support all efforts for a peaceful resolution of issues. In fact, earlier, the Indian embassy in the UAE had said that they are in constant touch with authorities to ensure adequate medical care as well as welfare of the injured. Notably, the attack is the first time the calm in the UAE was shattered since a ceasefire was agreed upon between US and Iran that took effect on 8th of April. So India issuing a very strong statement on the attack in the Strait of Hormuz, saying that the attack is unacceptable. At the same time, India has called for diplomacy and dialogue and cessation of hostilities between US and Iran.
India has strongly condemned Iran's drone strike on UAE's energy facility in Fujairah, in which 3 Indian nationals sustained injuries. Prime Minister Modi condemned the attack, saying the targeting of civilians and infrastructure was unacceptable. This is a statement that came out from the Ministry of External Affairs. He added, India stands in firm solidarity with the UAE and reiterated support for the peaceful resolution of all issues through dialogue and diplomacy. That's a stand India has always maintained. India's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal said, I quote here, we call for immediate cessation of these hostilities and the targeting of civilian infrastructure and innocent lives. And we also call for free and unimpeded navigation and commerce through the Strait of Hormuz in keeping with international law. He added that India stands ready to support all efforts for a peaceful resolution of issues. Meanwhile, there have been 2 contradictory reports from Iran's side regarding the UAE attack. On one hand, an Iranian military official denied any deliberate intent to strike the United Arab Emirates, saying there was no pre-planned program to attack oil facilities. Speaking to State TV, the official said that the incident was not premeditated, instead blaming what he described as US military adventurism in the Strait of Hormuz. He then added that Washington should be held responsible for the rising tensions in the region. Now, on the other hand, according to a report by Al Jazeera, Iranian military-linked sources have said that Tehran was not responsible for the reported attack on the United Arab Emirates. The report added that the strikes were neither targeted at nor launched from Iranian territory. This new flare-up, it comes after US President Donald Trump made announcement of a plan on Sunday to guide ships from neutral countries out of the Gulf. And the first attempt they make at doing that, missiles have been fired towards West Asia. Largely voices that analyze this situation say that the ceasefire is over. According to state media, Iran's Navy fired warning shots at US warships in the Strait of Hormuz on Monday after the American military sent destroyers into the Gulf.
The fragile truce between Iran and the US is showing its first real tears. Both sides are shooting at each other. UAE is again under attack from missiles and drones. The hostilities resumed after US President Donald Trump announced Project Freedom, a plan for American forces to guide vessels from neutral countries through the strait. On Monday morning, US forces began implementing the project, and that's when the shooting started. US Central Command claimed its forces sank 6 small Iranian vessels. Admiral Brad Cooper added 2 American-flagged commercial vessels passed through the strait, with 2 destroyers also crossing over and operating inside the Persian Gulf. But Iran has disputed all American claims. Iranian media, citing military sources, said US targeted 2 civilian boats and not IRGC speedboats, killing 5 civilians. Iran had earlier said it fired cruise missiles, rockets, and combat drones near US destroyers as warning shots.
Within this demarcated area, any ship that wants to pass through must do so with the permission of the Islamic Republic's armed forces in order to be safe. Any vessel belonging to a hostile enemy that tries to pass through will be dealt with decisively.
US President Trump said there is no significant damage due to recent Iranian strikes except to a South Korean vessel. In an interview with Fox News, he reiterated that Iranian forces would be blown off the face of the earth if they targeted US ships. At another event, he referred to the conflict with Iran as a mini-war and said it is working out very nicely.
Our country's booming now, despite the fact that we're in a I call it a mini war because that's all they are. They don't have a Navy anymore. Think of it. They had 159 ships. How many do they have left, Kelly? Out of 159, take a guess. She's very smart. 0.
The UAE, a close U.S. ally and key Arab partner of Israel, said it came under a barrage of missiles and drones from Iran. Its air defenses intercepted 19 Iranian missiles and drones, and a drone attack caused a fire at an oil port in the Fujairah region. The UAE has ordered all schools to switch to remote learning for the rest of the week. However, shortly after these reports, a senior Iranian official suggested it may have been a false flag attack. Ibrahim Azizi, head of the National Security Commission of the Iranian parliament, shared a post on X calling it a false flag. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said the clashes showed there is no military solution to a political crisis. He warned both the US and the UAE against being drawn into a quagmire by ill-wishers, adding that Project Freedom is Project Deadlock. Both sides are yet to say that is the ceasefire really over, but global markets have already sank, pointing to a different reality.
Moving on, India has strongly condemned Iran's drone strike on UAE's energy facility in Fujairah, in which 3 Indians sustained injuries. India's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said, and I quote him here, "We call for immediate cessation